Okay, hello and thank you for joining our presentation today on the DentalAce platform, the #1 place online for everything around dental medicine and dental care here in Vienna and Austria more broadly. And as one of the two co-founders of the company, I would like to, again, thank you for joining us. And over the next, say, 25 to 30 minutes, I will give you an overview of our platform and then also explain to you what kinds of advantages and value adds we have for you as a dental technician and or dental lab operator, and why we would love you to join us as a member. And towards the end of the presentation, I'll also cover some more information about potential next steps as well. So with that, let me first quickly introduce myself. As I mentioned, I'm one of the two co-founders of the company. My name is Emil Nadev, and I really devised the idea for this platform in 2012 when I had to have my wisdom teeth taken out. And the problem that I faced was that I searched for quite a while for the right appointment that fit into my calendar and for a budget that I could afford. And I wasn't really able to find it. And so I decided to go abroad to get the presentation or the procedure taken care of, rather. Unfortunately, that obviously cost time and money for me and effort to travel. And at the same time, local dentists lost a patient, at least for this procedure. And so I thought that, these are problems that we should be able to solve very effectively nowadays via technology. And that's why we came up with the DentalAce platform in its current form. So at first, we devised a prototype that went online in 2016 while I was still studying at Columbia University in New York. And by late 2018, early 2019, we went online with the product in its current form and have since then gained quite a lot of very active dentist partners who have listed on our profile, on our portal, and who managed to get several new patient appointments per day and thereby, improve dental care in our community. Now, what we've recently done over the past couple of months is also extend our service and our reach to dental technicians and dental labs, which is why I'm giving you this presentation, because we really want to make it much easier for you to find potential dentist customers and to contact them, and then, develop strong partnerships as a result without having to go through the hassle of cold calls, cold emails, and everything else that's involved in, building a new business and a new customer stem. So I'll cover more details on that later on, but just wanted to give you this quick intro up front. Now, 3 points that I would like you to walk away with from this presentation, and that is, #1, we're really here to help you gain more dentist customers faster and more conveniently than if you were to do it yourself via, as I mentioned, cold calls, cold emails, or standard marketing techniques that we've all used in the past and all spent time on. #2, we would like to help you maximize your profitability. And as we know, a dental lab is really also a business. You need a profit to exist and grow further. And so we've tailored our services in a way that makes it possible for us to maximize the value for you through our platform, and as a result, help your profitability grow as well. So I'll cover more details shortly, but do know that we are very aware of the business side of your business as well, and we do want to support it as much as we can. The third point is really related to marketing costs. And nowadays, every business, almost every business at least, advertises online, since customers nowadays spend more and more time on the internet. And you can do it yourself via many social media platforms that are out there. So very many of them are very effective, such as, for example, Facebook, Google, Instagram, etc. But if you do it yourself, you would have to spend time and effort on setting up your campaigns. And at the same time, you would have to spend up to 50 euros per day, based on our research, if you really wanted to mount an effective online campaign. And so with us, we would do all of these online campaign efforts for you. So we would save you time and effort, and also money, because all of this would be included in your subscription. And, I can promise you that any potential subscription, any potential membership with us will be much less than 50 euros a day. So I'll cover that a little later as well, but just know that from a marketing perspective, you would get the same or better results as if you were to do it yourself at a much lower price. All right, presentation structure. 3 quick sections that I would like to cover with you. #1, what's your value add? Plain and simple. What would you get out of your membership with DentalAce? #2, comparison with other portals. So how are we differentiated versus other online websites and portals that also list dentists and other professionals within the dental care space? Number three, what kinds of results can you expect from a membership, and why will I encourage you to join us? So with those sections in mind, let's dive into the value add for dental labs. So number one, I would like to quickly cover the mission that we've set for ourselves. So right now, we're really a communication station that allows patients and dentists to seamlessly communicate and book appointments and, you know, exchange information / negotiate some of the appointment terms, such as, time, day of the appointment, procedure, and to some extent also pricing. And that way we've created, a way to save time through the appointment booking process and also provide transparency onto pricing, which is, the problem that I had faced with my wisdom teeth, and we've successfully solved it. So now over time, we've expanded our offering to dental technicians and dental labs as well. And later on, we will loop in more and more partners of dental practices in the ecosystem in an effort to really, again, connect you to your customers and to make it possible for you to not only identify very high potentials in your, customer outreach, but to also effectively reach out to them and develop business. So I'll cover more details on that shortly, but just know that this was, a natural extension of our mission, and that we will be building out more and more functionalities that will allow you to not only contact and communicate with dentists in the future, but to really, start transactions, fulfill transactions, track them over time, and to really consolidate also the operational aspect of doing business with your customers to make, again, it easier for you, faster, and also more cost effective. All right. So 3 problems that we would like to solve for you and that we're already solving against. So based on several customer interviews, we've heard that, again, gaining new dentist customers can be a lengthy process simply because it involves a lot of phone calls, cold emails, and, a lot of online searching for the right customers. And again, lots of effort, lots of time, and the response rate often is relatively low, as it usually is with cold marketing. Now, through our platform, we've solved this issue by essentially providing you a list of curated dentist profiles. So as I mentioned, we have developed a very strong core stem of dentist members, and those folks are very active on our portal. So in other words, you will be able to look at our dentist list, see who's listed there. You would know that they're active on our portal. You could see what kinds of specialties they focus on, what kinds of procedures they focus on. And if there's a match with your services, you could reach out to them. And the added benefit of doing that is if you do so through our platform, that would also increase your response rate, because, being co-listed on the same dental care platform, enables you to get a level of credibility that is above that of a simple cold call or cold email. Now, that ties into the second point, which is, essentially improving the results from your marketing campaigns. Because as I mentioned, if you do those yourself, they're not only very costly, but it's also relatively hard to measure ROI, or return on investment. You would be able to know how many clicks your ads received, but you wouldn't know where those clicks went. So how many of them actually resulted in transactions. With us, as I mentioned, you can identify your potential customers from our dental list or dentist list. You can reach out to them. And from there on out, if you hopefully develop a successful partnership from that outreach, you would know exactly, where you got the customer from, basically through our platform. And you would be able to that way quantify in very real terms the benefit from your membership on our platform. So that is another plus that we provide, because again, we're big in terms of, providing our customers with success statistics. And that way you will also know what you're getting for your marketing money. Number 3 is related to communication with customers. And that, as I mentioned before, is very manual and time consuming if you use the traditional channels. So it involves a lot of searching for, potential customers, which is in your case, dentists and dental practices, searching for their for their contact info, and then reaching out to them via phone or email multiple times, most likely, and so on and so forth. With us, you could do it, as I mentioned, through a platform, faster, more conveniently, with a higher response rate. And we have a direct messaging function also that will allow you to do so in a secure format. And again, if you reach out through our portal, chances are that dentists who are enlisted and are members will see your messages, and it won't be drowned out by a flood of emails in dentist's mailbox where your outreach may get lost. So to summarize again, what we're really solving for here is we're making your customer acquisition and communication process much easier and smoother. Now, I've mentioned marketing a couple of times, and so to go over the channels that we use would be the next logical step, so you know what we can do for you. So number one, we use obviously online ads as any other platform and business as well. That way you find the customers where they are and get them onto your portal. In our case, we've optimized against the most relevant online keywords for you and for dental practices. And our traffic shows that we're quite successful in attracting just the right people onto our platform, given the appointment bookings and conversions rates that we're seeing with customers. Number two, we actually have physical billboards as well. And you can see two of them in the U4 station, Schwedenplatz. And that also we've done to raise awareness among, potential new customers for you and for our dentists. Number three, we have formed several press partnerships. And for example, Report, Bezirkszeitung, Nextdoc, and several other online publications have graciously agreed to post articles about our platform. And again, from their readership, we can also garner interest and attract more new visitors to our platform. I've mentioned social media, and that's pretty much probably the biggest channel and the most important one that we use. So we have a presence on all major social media platforms. So be it, your Google, your Facebook, your Instagram, and also your more business focused networks such as Xing or LinkedIn. And we post daily on those channels. So in other words, we have a very strong presence, and we really identify the customers that you really want to focus on and bring them to our portal. And that way we also, through targeted advertising, we filter out potential visitors who may not really be interested in your services. So we really make sure that the traffic that our platform is getting is the relevant one that you would really be looking for. And the last two channels that I'll mention are conferences, interest groups, publications. So we've reached out to several interest groups and, organizations such as the local Zahnärztekammer in order to partner with them and, ideally to loop their members into our platform as well, as a cross value add, if you will. And those efforts are ongoing. And while we see it as a more secondary outreach channel, we still do prioritize it simply because these organizations are very well respected and among their members, and simply because, working together with them would be beneficial both for their members, but also for our members. So the way we look at it is, we're forming symbiotic relationships with them going forward. And given that will result in an increase in traffic, you will also be able to reap the benefits as a result. So to sum up the slide, really, we are using every single relevant marketing channel in order to generate not just traffic, but relevant traffic to our portal. And that way to ensure that, you'll get a bang for your buck should you become a member with us. All right. Now, comparison with other portals. I've put a quick table together that compares DentalAce to other potential, comparator portals. But before diving into it, the way I would look at this and, the way I answer a question when I get it as to why we're different from other portals is, it's not really about a comparison, but the way I look at it really is, at a standalone basis, I would ask you to, examine whether an investment in advertising on our portal is worth it for you by itself. So for example, if you were to invest 30, 50, 100 or more euros per month in a partnership with DentalAce, are you getting a return on that money, right? So essentially, if you invest, say, 50 euros, are you getting 60, 70, 80 in return out of it? That's how I would really look at it. And then I would go to the comparison, step, because it's really not, one or the other, but it can even be additive in some cases. Now, with that said up front, let me go over the key differentiating factors for our platform. Number one, we're focused on dental medicine and dental medicine only. So within dental medicine, every single vertical or specialty is present in our portal. And based on my knowledge, at least, that makes us the only online platform that has really covered dental medicine from end to end. Some other platforms also, list dentists and have dental medicine within their focus areas, but they also include other medical specialties or maybe even non-medical businesses. So in other words, you would have to share ad spaces and relevant traffic with many other stakeholders. Whereas with us, you would know that all the traffic that our platform gets is really that relevant traffic that you're looking for. Number two, related to my first point, is that we have designated ad spaces for dental labs and technicians even. And those are positioned in places in our platform that are most frequently visited, seen, and used by our dentist customers. And those are in the private sections where, a dentist logs into his or her account and then manages his or her calendar, patient messages, appointment schedules, etc. So in other words, if I'm a dentist subscriber, that is exactly the section where I spend most of my time on and where I focus most of my attention on. And as you will see in a couple of slides, we have located very prominently, actually, ad spaces in those sections to make sure that, our dentist customers see your company information right away when they log in. So again, another differentiating factor, because we've made sure to put you front and center with the customers that you're looking for, should you decide to join our platform. In terms of partnership, so contract duration, contract-wise, we're, very flexible and transparent. So it's a one-pager, and, it really doesn't include any hidden provisions, lock-ins, automatic renewals. It's really as flexible as can be. What you could choose from is either a 6-month membership, a 12-month membership, or if you wanted to do, a longer term contract, we could also talk about it as a one-off customized basis. And then within those membership options, you would then at the end of the membership period have the opportunity to renew or not. And like I said, no lock-in, nothing that commits you more than the original membership period that you select. In terms of pricing, that's also very transparent. And I won't cover it right here because they're very, they're different various spaces that obviously come with different pricing. And upon interest, please feel free to email us or, ping me through the contact form on our website, and I'll be happy to follow up with more information or even jump on a call or a Skype call or Zoom call and discuss more details. But just know that in terms of pricing, what you see is what you get. All of the numbers include value-added tax. There are no hidden fees. There are no add-on fees. There are no additional taxes. And the pricing for ad spaces is, for individual ad spaces, is anywhere between 30 and 50 euros, again, depending on positioning. And happy to share more details upon interest. The last two things that I would like to cover is, technologically speaking, we are as optimized as can be. So our website, our, portal functionality, and also the ads from our partners are always completely in focus and perfectly visible on every single mobile device. So tablet, smartphone, etc., as well as on different computers. So be it a PC, a Mac, everything will appear just as you would like it to appear to make sure that, customers see you in the best light possible, and then ideally drive more conversions towards your ad. The last thing, performance statistics, I briefly touched on that. So just to expand a little bit, at the end of every month, we will get you some basic stats as to how many people clicked on your ads, how many impressions you got, etc. And also, as we move forward, we'll give you more and more detailed information. So not just the number of clicks, but who actually clicked. And that way you will be able to know not just how much interest you're gathering, but also from whom. And that will help you, with your follow-ups to potential new customers. So all of this is included in the membership. Again, no additional fee. And over time, as we add more functionalities and more detailed stats, we will obviously inform you right away. And yeah, as we go forward, we always seek to increase the value. Now, one more thing about target market positioning. So as you can see here, there's a dotted green line, and that really, encompasses a rectangular space that symbolizes the market that you're looking for. So in your case, it's basically dentists looking for skilled dental technicians / skilled dental labs to work with. And through, very targeted online marketing efforts, search engine optimization, and so forth, we've managed to cover a vast majority of that search volume. So in other words, should you work with us and list on our platform, you can be sure that the vast majority of the relevant online search traffic that you're looking for, we will capture and bring to our portal. And then ideally also, obviously, to your ads. Now, two more differentiating things that I would like to mention. If you look at the upper left corner, you see this orange field that symbolizes the traffic that other larger networks get. Now, obviously, they get much larger traffic volumes per month, but that is because they have much larger focus areas. So not just dental medicine, but all sorts of medical professions or even other types of businesses. And as I mentioned before, large traffic is great, but the relevant part of that large traffic, is usually a sliver. And you would have to, essentially share it with other businesses, share the focus area, and potentially, not get as many conversions and not get as front and center placement as you would with our platform. The same is true if you look at the other end of the spectrum. So the bottom right, there are platforms that have a more narrow focus within dental medicine. So for example, on braces or on, specific subspecialties. So those platforms generate traffic that we, for the most part, get as well. Because as I mentioned, we focus and include on every single subspecialty within dental care on our platform. And like I said, there may be a tiny sliver that you see here that we wouldn't get, and there may be a tiny sliver here up top that we wouldn't get. So if you really wanted to max out your online presence, you could cross-list on our platform and all the other platforms. And some of our members do it, and quite successfully so, and we're all happy with it. But if you wanted to focus on one platform, really be budget conscious and, essentially make sure that you get the most value and return for your investment, then I would encourage you to see us as basically the number one stop in the dental care space, simply because that's what we've optimized against. And that's the target market that we really, go after online and that we've managed to capture over the past 12 plus months. Now, with that, I promised that I would disclose some details about our ad placements. Now, there are much more spaces on our website that you could potentially, put your banners on and advertise in. But here I focused on what we believe to be the most relevant sections for businesses such as yours. And that is, as I mentioned, within the dentist only section. So it's for dentists who are members of our platform and who have an account and who need to log in to see these pages. So in other words, they're very committed users, very high frequency users, and they will be, logging in to these pages most likely several times a week, if not at least once a day. Because, for example, this is the dentist calendar page. So this is where a dentist puts in available appointments, and obviously that will happen quite frequently. And whenever the dentist logs in, he or she would see your banner, your company information front and center on the page as shown here. The same is true in the appointment overview, where a dentist looks at, all the scheduled appointments and all the past appointments. The same is true in the message center, where the dentist communicates with individual patients through our built-in messaging system. And the same is true in the patient request portal, where a dentist can identify and invite individual patients to appointments into his or her practice. So as I mentioned, these are the most frequently used pages for dentists, and we have designated these spaces only for businesses such as yours. So that way you will always be front and center, exactly with the customer base that you're looking for. All right. Now, to sum up everything that I've said really quickly, I won't touch on every point, but what this slide is basically saying is that our mission and our goal is really to very clearly and visibly highlight your business and your focus areas to exactly the customers that you're looking for. And that will, make it very easy for you to not only build a name for yourself within the focus areas and specialties that you would like to highlight for your customers, but also to identify and convert those customers that you're looking for your ideal customer base. And like I said, we can do mix and match. We can discuss different ad placements in different sections. But what I've covered with you today is really how we would look at the optimal positioning for a dental lab slash dental technician who's looking to find and communicate with more dentist customers. So again, upon more information, please send me an email and I'll cover more details. But as I said, this is our key focus and key offering for you. Okay, now advantages and measurable results. I promised that I would go over a concise overview as to what you can expect from a membership with us. Now, I've touched on most of these points before in different sections, but here it's once again summarized and amalgamated in once. So I'll really quickly review them again. Number one, you will gain more dentist customers with us, plain and simple. They're all in one space. It's a curated list of dentists. It's continuously growing, and you know who you will contact, and you can contact them pretty directly through our platform at a higher response rate. Number two, you will increase your marketing reach. That's simply because you will get exposure to all of the traffic to our website, which is relevant to you. As I mentioned before, through our marketing efforts, you will also be listed in our monthly newsletters, which is currently sent to 600 plus dentists, and that dentist roster is continuously growing. So that's another way to get your name out there. And this will be done consistently. So our newsletters go out twice a month. Traffic happens every day to our website, and via optimal positioning of your company logo, name, contact details, and any messages that you would like to include, you can that way easily make a name for yourself with our platform. Third point, social media marketing. So we would give you a quick boost there, simply because, as I mentioned, we would do what you could do yourself, but at a lower price, and the effort would fall on us. So we would not only make this more cost effective for you, but we would save you a lot of time and effort. And at the same time, what I would like to say is that we would also run targeted postings for your lab, which means that, for example, on Instagram, we would include your company name and logo on some of our portal ads. So in other words, that's another way to get your specific company name and information out there and in front of potential new dentist customers. And upon interest, I'm happy to send you, a sample example of such an ad that includes one of our partners' logos, just so you can see how it would look if you were to become a member. Now, results, I always like to quantify things as much as possible. And for you, as I mentioned, it's very important to have a very strong, solid, and growing potential customer base consisting of dentists. And what you can see here is that we right now have about 600 dentists, which is just about a third or so of the local market in our communication network. So those are dentists who receive our newsletters and other updates about new portal functions and so on a consistent basis. And again, we include information of our partners in those mailings, and that way we help them become, known among our dentist roster. So what I want to stress here is the expansion of this dentist communication network, because the rate of expansion obviously is growing up, faster and faster. So right here, what you can see is we started with about 50 back in early 2019. We added 50 over the next about 6 months, then 200, then 300. And then we do expect to consistently keep adding more and more dentists until we reach most, if not all, of the remaining 900 dentists in the Vienna area. So as of September 2020, we're at about 600. And if you ask me next month, I'm very confident that there will be quite a few more to add to this list. And the good thing is that out of those dentists who have been with us for quite a while, for example, Dr. Martia here, or Dr. Reinhoff, who've been with us for well over a year, they've all, had good things to say and quantifiable value to report. So for example, in terms of quantification, Dr. Martian says that 2 to 5 new patients per week gained easily covers the subscription fee and, generates an added benefit on top. So that alone shows you that, she and her practice are happy with her service and that they will be very active on our platform. And should you be interested in reaching out to her or another of her dentist customers, I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I would be quite confident to say that the response rate would be much higher than if you were to reach out to any of our dentists via cold emails from outside of our platform. So like I said, having a happy customer base is also great for you because then you have a very engaged and very active target market to draw on. All right. With that, let's go to next steps. So number one, I would like to thank you for your time and for listening to this presentation. And hopefully I've answered most, if not all, of your questions. Number two, I would like to invite you to join us. And for any additional questions, please feel free to email us at dentalace@acemydental.com or to ping us via the contact form on our website. And number three, what I would like to also let you know is that should you join as a member, which we would love you to, and should you be happy with our service a couple of weeks or months in, we would love to encourage you to refer us to your colleagues. And for each successful referral, we would give you one more free month. So in other words, if you were to opt in for, say, a 12-month membership, at the end of the 12th month, we would give you one more free month extra as a thank you for, spreading the word. So with that, again, thanks for your time. I hope you found this presentation helpful, and we really hope to hear from you and welcome you on our platform soon. Thanks very much, and much success for your future. Thanks.